Question 1. Which queen is remembered for her rebellion against the Romans? B. Boudica. One of the tribal leaders who fought against the Romans was Boudica, the queen of the Iceni in what is now eastern England. Question 2. For approximately how many years did the Romans stay in this country? B. 400 years. The Romans remained in Britain for 400 years. Question 3. Which of these statements is correct? B. During the Second World War, Winston Churchill was the British Prime Minister. At this time of national crisis, Winston Churchill became Prime Minister and Britain's war leader. Question 4. Who won the English Civil War in 1646? B. Parliament. The King's army was defeated at the battles of Marston Moor and Naseby. By 1646, it was clear that Parliament had won the war. Question 5. Which two developments are associated with the swinging 60s? A. Abortion law reform. D. Divorce law reform. It was also a time when social laws were liberalised, for example in relation to divorce and to abortion in England, Wales, and Scotland. Question 6. Catherine Parr married Henry VIII late in his life. Who died first? B. He died first and she went on to remarry. Catherine Parr. Catherine was a widow who married Henry late in his life. She survived him and married again but died soon after. Question 7. Mary Stuart was forced to flee to England after being accused of murder. Who was she accused of murdering? C. Her husband. When her husband was murdered, Mary was suspected of involvement and fled to England. Question 8. Is the statement below true or false? France was the first country to industrialize on a large scale. False. The Industrial Revolution was the rapid development of industry in Britain in the 18th and 19th centuries. Britain was the first country to industrialize on a large scale. Question 9. The French wars ended in 1815 when Napoleon was defeated by the Duke of Wellington at which battle? D. Battle of Waterloo. In 1815, The French wars ended with the defeat of the Emperor Napoleon by the Duke of Wellington at the Battle of Waterloo. Wellington was known as the Iron Duke and later became Prime Minister. Question 10. Is the statement below true or false? The Domesday Book no longer exists. It was destroyed at the end of the Norman Conquest. False. The people who lived there, who owned the land and what animals they owned were also listed. This was called Domesday Book. It still exists today and gives a picture of society in England just after the Norman Conquest. Question 11. Which of these statements is correct? B. The Proms is an 8-week summer season of orchestral music. The Proms is an 8-week summer season of orchestral classical music that takes place in various venues, including the Royal Albert Hall in London. Question 12. Which of the following is a famous tennis tournament played in the UK every year? D. Wimbledon. The most famous tournament hosted in Britain is the Wimbledon Championships, which takes place each year at the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club. Question 13. On which day do people send cards to someone they admire, anonymously? D. Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, the 14th of February, is when lovers exchange cards and gifts. Sometimes people send anonymous cards to someone they secretly admire. Question 14. Which annual flower show in London exhibits garden designs from around the world? A. Chelsea. The annual Chelsea Flower Show showcases garden design from Britain and around the world. Question 15. In which of these years did Britain not host the Olympics Games? B. 1928. The UK has hosted the Olympic Games on 3 occasions, 1908, 1948 and 2012. Question 16. What is the name of a novel Jane Austen? D. Sense and Sensibility. Jane Austen, 1775 to 1817, was an English novelist. Her books include Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility. Her novels are concerned with marriage and family relationships. Many have been made into television programs or films. Question 17. Which 2 foods are associated with England? A. Fish and chips. C. Roast beef. There are a variety of foods that are traditionally associated with different parts of the UK. England, roast beef, which is served with potatoes, vegetables, Yorkshire puddings, batter that is baked in the oven, and other accompaniments. Fish and chips are also popular. Question 18. Is the statement below true or false? The National Citizen Service provides military training to young people. False. These include the National Citizen Service Program, which gives 16 and 17-year-olds the opportunity to enjoy outdoor activities, develop their skills and take part in a community project. Question 19. Is the statement below true or false? An example of a civil law case is when you have purchased a faulty item and made a legal complaint. True. Examples of civil laws are consumer rights. An example of this is a dispute about faulty goods or services. Question 20. Which of the following is a good way of helping your community? D. Volunteering. Volunteering is working for good causes without payment. There are many benefits to volunteering, such as meeting new people and helping make your community a better place. Some volunteer activities will give you a chance to practice your English or develop work skills that will help you find a job or improve your curriculum vitae, CV. Many people volunteer simply because they want to help other people. Question 21. Which of the following provide legal advice, normally for a fee? C. Solicitors. Solicitors are trained lawyers who give advice on legal matters, take action for their clients and represent their clients in court. Solicitors' charges are usually based on how much time they spend on a case. It is very important to find out at the start how much a case is likely to cost. Question 22. Which of the following is not a name of the United Nations? B. To promote free trade. The UN was set up after the Second World War and aims to prevent war and promote international peace and security. There are 15 members on the UN Security Council, which recommends action when there are international crises and threats to peace. The UK is one of 5 permanent members of the Security Council. Question 23. Which of these statements is correct? B. More than 190 countries belong to the United Nations. The UK is part of the United Nations, UN, an international organization with more than 190 countries as members. Question 24. Is the statement below true or false? There are no differences between the court systems of England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. False. There are some differences between the court systems in England and Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland.